Does anyone remember the sequel to Mario Kart 64?
Nintendo! Woohoo!
Hey guys, welcome back to Everything Anime Podcast. I'm your host Shinry, here with Everything Anime Podcast, talking about different anime, manga, video games, TV shows, and whatever relevant topic we feel like talking about. Today's video is on a game review of Mario Kart Double Dash. I almost said Mario Kart 64, my brain is somewhere else today. I'll move this up a little bit more so you guys can see it. If you guys know, the way I do my game reviews is I talk about my relationship with the game, my thoughts on it, if you'll have fun with it, how relevant it is, things like that. Sometimes it's an in-depth game review. Sometimes it's like a first impressions. Mario Kart Double Dash doesn't need a first impressions. One, because when I first played this game, I was around 11 years old because the game came out in November 2003. And I remember what blew my mind at the time is the gimmick. Now, there's nothing really different about this Mario Kart that you can't get in any other Mario Kart. Well, that's a little bit wrong. Like I said, there's a gimmick. I can't say if every Mario Kart had a gimmick. I played Mario Kart 64. We all played Mario Kart 64. And then I played Double Dash on GameCube, which was like one of the major releases on GameCube. Nintendo back in the day was killing it, okay? We had Pokemon Coliseum. We had Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. The sequel's coming out May 23rd. Make sure you get you a copy. I will be playing it. I will be reviewing it. It will be an in-depth game review. I expect it to be 5 hours long like Paper Mario 1. Paper Mario 1 is the greatest game of all time. But we had, that Super Mario Sunshine. Luigi's Mansion was the launch game, and Luigi's Mansion blew my mind. I don't own that one here. I owned it in Florida, but yes, we will be playing that again, and yes, I'll be reviewing that. We had Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, which introduced Shadow. Hello, Shadow the Hedgehog. That's where he was introduced, was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Blew my mind. We had amazing games. And yes, I had Super Monkey Ball. That game is hard as shit. I know. When I first saw that game, I was like, who wants this baby game? Super Monkey Ball was insanely hard, okay? That was like fucking... Ooh, I didn't want to get into that. We ain't never going to review Super Monkey Ball. But if we did, bitch, that'd be a really funny video. But anyways, this was one of the launch games. Well, not launch games. This was one of the titles that blew me away. And... oh, also, I'll be reviewing some games that you wouldn't think. SS Tricky is definitely coming, and a game called Freestyle, which is a dirt bike motorcycle game. So currently, I do own a Wii. I rebought one for Christmas for my own Christmas gift for myself. And when I bought the Wii, I was only thinking of buying 4 games: SS Tricky, Freestyle, Mario Kart Double Dash, and a secret game that we'll be reviewing very soon. And the reason why is because those games on GameCube blew my mind. Oh, Thousand Year Door was going to be a game I was going to buy. It would have been the 5th one, but because we're getting the sequel, no longer have to do that. And I already own Luigi's Mansion, so yeah, I have that too. But, there's another game coming out that I've been saving. But this one in particular, it was so powerful in my childhood because the gimmick is there's 2 people per cart. Now, what that means is... it's not that your cart is faster. It does mention something like weight/speed. But honestly, like, it'll say that regardless of what character you choose. Like, okay, so we're going to kind of get into it, but I just kind of explain the gimmick first. So, like, you have your heavy character and then your speed character. Your heavy characters are like Donkey Kong, Bowser, Petey Piranha, Wario. They're kind of suggested to be the weight characters, like give your characters like not extra speed, I think, but like maybe. I mean, there's probably more to it, but it doesn't seem like it because I've mixed up my characters. And that's the thing. You can mix Mario and Bowser. You can mix Peach and Mario. You can mix Mario and Yoshi. You can mix Mario and Luigi. It doesn't matter who you choose as your partner. It's just like a gimmick, like I said, because in regular Mario Kart, you can only have one item. But when you have two people per cart, if you swap them by pressing the Z button, you can swap your characters. It doesn't increase the speed or anything like that, but you can carry two items, which is, you know, the gimmick, Mario Kart Double Dash. The other part of this gimmick is you can either play with your friends, two people per one cart, or you can verse your friends. And, you know, they have like their own pair, you have your own pair. It goes to the 4 players, but the thing is, after 2 players, if you play with 3 people, 2 of the players have to be teamed up, and the last character is by himself with you know, not an NPC, but like his own other character. And if you do 4 characters, then you team up, and it's 2 and 2 versus all the other NPCs. So it gives you 20 playable characters and 16 racers, because, well, there's 8 drivers, but 16 racers. So again, it was very fun. I say it's more fun with 2-player, but like if you have like a little brother or something like that, like he wants to drive or he wants to shoot the weapons, you know, that's fun. I mean, I couldn't see you wanting to play with like a person your age. They'd be like, oh, let's team up, you know, I'll drive. You know, it's not that kind of fun, but it is very fun, especially like I said, for 2 people. Or if you just have that like, little brother, or maybe you just have a friend to be like, hey, let's just cause some chaos together. Because as easy as you think this game would be, especially being old, there are like 3 tiers: 50cc, 100cc, and 150cc. 50cc, the drivers, you can whoop their ass like easy. You'll lead them in the dust. And like when I say lead them in the dust, like, so you know how like in a race when you're running, 5 seconds is a lot of time between you and the person running behind you. That is a huge gap of distance. And driving is sort of the same way. There is a huge gap. So when I say you leave your opponent in the dust, I mean like they're like 5 to 10 seconds behind you. Like that is a lot of gap space. 100cc, they're kind of on your ass. They're like right behind you, 1 or 2 seconds behind you. If you hit a banana peel just before the finish line, they're gonna pass you. That's 100cc. 150cc, bet you lucky to get first place, because those AI are fast as fuck. They can dodge them pitfalls. They can dodge them traps. They know they shit. Okay, 150cc is like, it's like 50 is easy, 100cc is hard, and then 100cc is normal, 150cc is hard. And the reason why I say that is because you only unlock things by getting first place. There's 4 unlockable characters: Petey Piranha, Toad and Toadette, and King Boo. King Boo and Petey Piranha are a pair. They're a team, so they come together. And Toad and Toadette are a team. They come together as well. You can also unlock carts. Every character has like their own vehicles. You can pair them up however you want. You can put Mario with Peach and use her car, or you can do Mario and Luigi. We'll talk about the characters in just a second, because I feel like I need to get to that at this point. But every character has their own car, or you can mix them up and use each other's cars. But the unlockables are the cars. There's 2 unlockable battle stages, and then there's a thing called mirror mode, which is basically all the tracks in reverse, as well as you can unlock something called All Cup. But again, I'm starting getting into everything now. So out of the 20 playable characters, we have Mario and Luigi. Oh, and again, you can mix up these pairs, but I'm going to say about their pairs: Peach and Daisy, Yoshi and Birdo. And if you don't know who Birdo is the transgender Yoshi. Look it up. I'm not joking. That is legit Nintendo's. It's a male Yoshi that became transgender. It's in the Mario lore. I'm not making that up. So you want to have your childhood ruined? Look that up. Or I just ruined it for you. Daisy is supposedly Luigi's like girlfriend, but if you know the lore from Super Mario Galaxy, it seems like Luigi and Peach are Rosalina's mother. Again, another theory, but based off what we heard. But I mean, you know, feel free to dive into that deep web. We also have Luigi, Baby Luigi and Baby Mario. They're a duo team as well, but you can change them up how you want. Toad and Toadette, who are unlockables, but you can change them up. But I think this was Toadette's first appearance for me. I remember seeing her for the first time. I was like, oh, who is that? I was like, oh, they gave Toad a partner, a female Toad. I don't know if she was introduced in anything else before this, but that was the first time I saw her. Just how Waluigi was first introduced in Mario Party Tennis, which I was going to review. That's not the secret game, but that is a game that I love, and that was the first time Waluigi was introduced. And then we got Waluigi in Mario Party 3. And Wario's first introduction, I think it was like a long time ago, but the first time I saw Wario was in Mario Kart 64. There's also Koopa and Flying Koopa, kind of random, but they have really good gimmicks. We'll get to that when we get to what their special items are. Donkey and Diddy Kong. Obviously, we know who they are. Bowser and Baby Bowser. I think this is Baby Bowser's first appearance post Super Mario Sunshine, because this game definitely came out to Super Mario Sunshine because Petey Piranha's DLC, and King Boo, obviously, because Luigi Mansion was the launch title for the GameCube. And I think that's all of our characters. Oh, Wario and Waluigi, if I didn't say their names already. But those are all 20 playable characters. Again, you have to unlock Toadette and Toad and Petey Piranha and King Boo. And you unlock characters and all that by winning first place in all the races. I don't know which ones. I didn't write that down. But either way, just know if you don't get first place by the end of all 4 races, then you're not going to unlock anything. Doesn't mean you shouldn't play or finish the race, but it's just like if the only reason you're playing is to unlock everything, then getting first place is a must. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. Now, I forgot to mention, when I was mentioning gimmicks, the other gimmick is every character, whether you're teamed up with the correct partner or not, has a special ability. Or like a special move, a special item. Like we know the regular gimmicks of Mario Kart, it's back to the red mushroom for speed, golden mushroom for super speed, star ability to be untouchable and slam your opponents out of the way. Red shell is like a heat-seeking missile. It goes after the target in front of you. Green shell is one that ricochets and will hit whatever. It'll ricochet off the wall until it hits an opponent. The banana peel spins out your opponent. Those items are back. The items you're familiar with are back, but these special moves are different. So Mario and Luigi's special moves are they shoot fireballs. If you play as Mario or have Mario as a driver or on the cart, he shoots red fireballs. If you play as Luigi, he shoots green fireballs. And they kind of are straightforward. It hits not a pincer move. It hits like a straightforward line, like a horizontal line, and goes forward. And it will spin out your opponent if they get hit. Peach and Daisy form this heart shield around themselves. For Peach, it's pink. For Daisy, it's orange. Basically, if you run into an item, if you run into an opponent that has an item, you steal it and you gain it. That one's pretty cool because I like it. It's like they get a free extra move. Then we have Birdo and Yoshi. They send out heat-seeking Yoshi eggs. Yoshi's is green. Birdo's is pink, obviously. But basically after they explode, they drop a mushroom, a banana, and sometimes a star. Sometimes it's something else, but it's pretty good. It also helps your opponent. The opponent that gets hit, it doesn't help them, but the opponent behind them, if they grab it or you grab it when you come back, it's really helpful for you. The Baby Bros, Baby Luigi and Baby Mario, they summon a giant chain chomp. Now this chain chomp, depending on when you use it, can get you in the first place or get you further ahead. But it's kind of crazy because it goes all over the place, like an uncontrollable dog. But the problem with it is, if you get hit at any moment by anything, the chain's going to break and you'll lose the chain chomp. I mean, it breaks eventually anyway, but it can break early if you get hit. And then it'll go on rampaging and hit whoever randomly as well. Pretty funny, but their gimmick is pretty funny. And it is because they're babies, they can't control a chain chomp, but nobody can control a chain chomp, so I thought it was pretty funny. Toad and Toadette use the golden mushroom special item. So basically, you the normal red mushroom, you get either 1, which is 1 burst of speed, 3, which is 3 bursts of speed, and it seems with the golden mushroom, you get up to 6. I'm assuming. At least I can't tell how many times you use it. I don't use Toad and Toadette. I don't hate them, but I just don't use them that much. But it seems like that's theirs special ability. Hold on, guys, 1 second. The Koopa Bros are somewhat better. I call them the Koopa Bros. They're not the Koopa Bros. The two Koopas. The green Koopa, his special item is he sends out 3 green shells, one after the other. Well, you can use them at your disposal, at your will. But the red Koopa, who I just found out he has 3 red Koopa shells. Bitch, if you have him as your partner, you know how like much control you can have on an enemy. You can either take out 3 different opponents, getting you easily up the ranks, a higher tier, or you can be petty and hit the same opponent 3 times. Obviously, in this clip, this person used it 3 times on one opponent, but strategically, you can probably get first place with him. After that, we have Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. They summon a giant banana peel, which can block the road. If you place this strategically, you can hit it where, like, the only way forward is straight, and then your opponents are all going to hit that banana and, like, you know, spin out. But then after that, it drops 3 banana peels, kind of like Birdo and Yoshi's like thing. After you hit them with the egg, it spits out 3 more items. This one spits out 3 more bananas, which is potentially hitting 4 opponents. So that's pretty good too. After that is my second favorite. I think I talked about my first one. The first favorite is Peach. This is my second favorite, or probably the first favorite, is Bowser and Baby Bowser. They summon a giant Koopa shell. Now, like the green shell, it will just ricochet off all over the place. But unlike the green shell, it won't like explode after like one hit. It'll just keep trampling opponents. But be careful, because it can trample you too. Like, it'll come back and hit your ass if you're in the way. But I love that one. Especially if you hit somebody in a direct line of sight. Oh, they're getting spun out. After that, we have Wario and Waluigi. They probably have the worst special item. They throw a bomb. Now, it's not that the bomb is bad. The bomb goes off on the next opponent that comes near it. So never throw it in front of you, because if you do, you have a chance of maybe hitting the opponent in front of you, but you have a better chance of it exploding on you. So always throw it behind you, even if an opponent's in front of you, because they can dodge it. After that, we have Wario and Waluigi, and Peter Piranha and King Boo. And their special is basically like they can use everybody's special opponent, but everybody's special item, but it's randomized. So it doesn't matter which one you use, it'll always be random when it's their turn. Now, as I said, there are 4 different cups in this game. And they're all done through the Grand Prix. The Grand Prix is like basically story mode or just like race tracking. But there's 16 different tracks, just like in every Mario Kart. Every Mario Kart usually has 16 tracks, split into 4 different cups, with the final 5th hidden cup we'll talk about when we get there. Now, this can be done in 1-player or 2-player. I prefer 2-player if you're trying to go for the higher, like 150cc. 100cc and 50cc, you can definitely win by yourself. You possibly can win 150cc by yourself, but again, it's like they are very hard. The AI is really good. So I recommend 2 players, but I mean, it's up to you. But again, you can play up to 4 people, but after 2 players, the 3rd player has to be with somebody, and the 4th player will be paired up, or you both be paired up. So in the Mushroom Cup, we have the Luigi circuit. Now I'm gonna kind of talk about each circuit like a 1 or 2 sentence like thing I thought about them, and like, you know, my opinion of them. Some I'll talk about more detailed, but like some are kind of simple. But the Luigi circuit is super easy. It's kind of straightforward, with the gimmick being like the opponents more towards 6th place or lower, or 5th place or lower. They'll look like they're going against traffic, but really it's because you're already lapping them. So like, there's 2 lanes. One is the lane, you can go in both lanes, but one is the lane going forward, one is the lane going backwards. And it's just kind of like a straightforward track. And there's a few speed bumps on the side, which you'll think will help you outspeed your opponent, but it more slows you down. Like, it's more like a tempting thing, but just don't go for it. Trust me, it's better to ignore those speed bumps or speed bursts, because they don't help you as much as you think. Just focus on drifting. I think this Mario Kart taught us drifting. I don't remember Mario Kart 64 doing that, but you rely on drifting a lot. And when you want to drift, you can do it with the control stick, but I recommend doing it with the back buttons. The right trigger is to drift to the right, the left trigger is drift to the left, obviously. But I feel like that is faster than doing these speed bumps on the Luigi circuit. The speed bumps are great, but on the Luigi circuit, it feels like a gimmick to like trick you to like slowing down against these other AI. Next, we have Peach Beach. Peach Beach is from the island of Delfino. This is post Super Mario Sunshine. And don't try to go through the water to cheat. Like, you can go like through a little bit of the water, like, you know, like the low tide. But if you go deep into the water, you're just going to slow yourself down, obviously. You might not figure that out at first. And there are like hidden tracks, hidden like, not hidden tracks, they're like hidden speedways. I'm trying to think of the word for it. But like speed bursts, like in supposedly get you in the first. I'm going to talk about other ones that I noticed. There is one on the beach where, like, if you go to the left instead of going the way other drivers go, there's like a speed ramp. But again, it feels like something to slow you down, because I haven't, every time I try to use these like speed tracks, speed help, they like seem like they slow me down more. But the other gimmick here is to watch out for these ducks, because these ducks will run at you, and if they hit you, they'll toss you in the air with their beak, and you will lose serious speed time. Again, a lot of time lost is a huge gap in a race. So you want to avoid those ducks. But yeah, that's pretty much the gimmick here. Don't go too far in the water and watch out for those ducks. After that, we have the worst track in Mushroom Cup, which is also the easiest. It's called Baby Park. Now, this track is extremely simple. It is literally like, you ever seen those kid rides that like just go in a circle? It's flat. There's no gimmicks. It's just a flat 7-lap road. And it's like not even a big track. It's literally just a circle. Here's the problem. Because the track is so simple, when you're using these items, it is absolute chaos. I mean, this is if you've been in first in Luigi Circuit and in Peach Beach, this is the track that can make you get to 5th to 8th place automatically. Now, here's the two things. Again, like I said, when you use items, it'll look crazy. I'm going to see if I can find some gameplay, but you'll see how these items are going everywhere. Bowser's shell, because it doesn't break after one hit, it can just ricochet back and forth, hitting everybody, including you. Red shells can go crazy. Speed pumps can go crazy. But here's how you stay in first place. Do you remember how in track, they used to tell you, like, stay on the inside lane? You know, don't go outside. Stay in the inside lane. Drifting is your best friend here. Drift around those corners. Stay in as close as you can to the center, and you'll get first place. If you don't, you will lose easily. Easily, you will lose in Baby Park. It is the funnest track. It is the craziest track. It's the wildest track. But it is also the worst track, because you can easily end up in 5th to 8th place in this race. Trust me. After that, we have Dry Desert closing out the Mushroom Cup. Now, this is Paper Mario, the game we just beat and reviewed, 64. And it's pretty straightforward, too. There is a sinkhole in the center of the racetrack. You'll notice it when you see it. Obviously, if you fall into it, you're going to go very slow down. You do not speedily go through it. You're losing major time because of that. And on top of that, the cameraman has to go down there, grab you, and then drop you down, the Lakatu, I think that's what they're called, which takes up more time. You can lose serious points. You can lose serious time, not points, by falling into that pit, especially multiple times. There is also a tornado, which in Paper Mario took you to, like, you know, that secret badge. But in this one, that sand twister will just spin you out and you'll lose major time again. So again, those are the two gimmicks to watch out for. There are other things like these cockatoo. What are those things called from Paper Mario that we just beat? Spikies. Watch out for the spikies. They'll spin you out. I think there are some Goombas. Or no, there are those molies. I think there's molies in this one. Other than that, kind of straightforward track with a bunch of sand dunes. But it's pretty fun. I'll make sure we show some gameplay of that as well. But that's it for the Mushroom Cup. Now again, there are hidden extra tracks, hidden speed tracks in every level. I haven't found all of them. I found a few of them, but so far they haven't proven themselves to be useful to me in 150cc or higher. Like I said, 100cc and 50cc, you can easily win those easily. But 150cc, they have not proven to help me yet. So, if in the gameplay somebody's using those and they're winning, more power to you, because it ain't working for me yet. Anyways, let's move on. So, as I said, you know, there's anything less than first place by the end of all these cups. will not unlock anything. Other than that, you can just have fun. But if you want to win, if you want to unlock everything, winning first place, getting the gold trophy in all cups, all 50cc, 100cc, and 150cc is a must. So let's move on to the second cup, the flower cup. Now the flower cup has mushroom bridge. This is the fun little doozy because we're on a like highway and we're going with the traffic. Now it feels like, the reason I call it a fun little doozy, it feels like a progression. Like if mushroom cup was easy, flower cup is normal, special cup, I think it's called star cup. Star cup is hard, and then special cup is, I'm gonna make sure it's called star cup. We'll get there, but I think the last cup is very hard. So we'll get there. But yeah, this one will be called normal. Now again, we're driving with traffic on this one, not against it, but it doesn't mean that'll help you. If you hit these cars, they'll spin you out. They're easy to kind of dodge, but there's also a bomb out here, and if you hit that bomb, you'll be spun out for a while, and it'll cost you some serious time. Other than that, it's just a gorgeous little fun time. You're driving to the city, going with traffic. It's pretty cool gimmick. I love this one. Mario Circuit is the second track. It's kind of like Luigi Circuit, but a little bit different. It's more of a straightforward track. There's no gimmick with somebody going behind, like coming, looking like they're going like like they're going against traffic or against you. But there are PD piranha plants to watch out for. They're easy to dodge. They're on the sides, but they'll bite at you. And there's Goombas towards the end of the track where you're going to hit the finish line. They'll spin you out if you run into them. But other than that, I think it's a fairly easy track. Again, these first two tracks, you can get first place. Mushroom Bridge can kind of throw you off, but again, it's not too hard. After that, we have Daisy Cruiser. Daisy Cruiser, this is where Daisy was trying to one-up Peach. Like, she was like, Peach, you got a beach. You got multiple titles. You got Peaches. What was that Peach? What was Peach's game called? Super Princess Peach. Daisy's like, okay, you got all that shit. I was just introduced in Mario Party Tennis. I was introduced in Mario Party 2 just to like be like, you know, a partner to you. Or like a spinoff of you. She's like, I'm getting something better than you. She's like, bitch, I bought a yacht. Okay. And this stage can be tricky for a lot of reasons. For one, there's a pitfall that looks like it'll kill you, but it won't. This is one of those secret speed tracks that I found. And despite, I think it helps you in 100cc and 50cc and 150cc, I've tried using this pipe. It doesn't seem like it gets me faster than the AI. But, I mean, falling in that pitfall is not as bad as it looks. But do watch out for the pool, because you can fall into it, and that's the first pit. That's the actual pitfall. There's also this room with sliding tables that makes you think you're on the Titanic because like the room is swaying. Even though the boat is steady, the room is swaying. And these tables, they won't spin you out, but they'll block your path, and that can slow you down and take some serious seconds off of you. So that's kind of annoying. I've been losing in this track because of that one specifically, the sliding table room. And unless your opponents fly past you. You also want to master drifting here, because coming around some of those curves, like they'll hit you fast, and these AI know how to drift. Like, I mean, you got to be fast and furious level of drifting if you want to stay ahead of them. So yeah, be ready for that. After that, closing out this stage, we have Waluigi Stadium. Now, this gives me, if Waluigi actually had his own race, had his own stadium, this would be exactly what I would think of. So, it's kind of like Wario's track from Mario Kart 64. If it had giant piranha plants that came out of pipes and flaming spin wheels, along with like looking like a dirt track, like you know how like dirt bike racing, it gives me that. And there's a lot of ramps, but it can be easy to lose in this track because not because of the gimmicks, but because like if you run into the dirt, because the way you have to drift is like an S. You have like a snake. You have to master drifting, because if you go into that dirt, you can lose serious seconds because the AI will pass you like that. So this is another track where at 150cc you can lose and you can be far behind your opponent. But other than that, very creative, very much feels like a Waluigi track, and I loved it. So props to Waluigi for getting his own track. Waluigi was my favorite character when he was introduced in Mario Party 3. Originally in Mario Party 2 was Wario. I've always had a thing for the bad guys. And in Mario Tennis, like I said, when he's first introduced, I was like, oh, who's that guy? He looks cool. The third cup, which is called the Star Cup, which is the one I would call hard. This gets a little bit more intense, a little bit more gimmicky. So we'll talk about that now. Now, the first area in this one, or the first track, is called Sherbet Land. This isn't hard, but it reminds me of the track from Mario Kart 64, like literally. You know, with like you had the penguins blocking your path, and on this like ice track, and you could fall into the ice, and like, you know, the cameraman would once again have to go down, pick you up, drop you down, and take forever to do it, and you'd lose serious time. This one, instead of penguins, we have Shy Guy ice skating, which is kind of cute, although they're huge as fuck. So them Shy Guy would scare the shit out of me if I saw a Shy Guy that fucking big. But other than that, you can fall into the water and freeze. That's still a gimmick that you can do, or you can just hit something and get blocked, like an ice wall or something like that. It's a good progression of the later tracks because they get worse from here. After that, we have Mushroom City. So Mushroom City is basically Mushroom Bridge, but like the nightlife. And this time, we're going against traffic. Traffic is coming at us. You'll see you still have plenty of time to like avoid the cars and the bomb. Again, watch out for that bomb. That bomb will explode you and send you into the air, and you will lose some serious time. But I did like it just because of like the scenery and stuff like that. Like it just feels like we're on the nightlife. We're in Las Vegas and we're just driving with our friends. I thought it was really cute, really cute. I haven't found the secret track in this level, but I'm sure it's easy to get first if you're not 150cc and you're good at drifting. But once again, like I said, like if you see those speed tracks, you got to be really good or already getting really good items because these AI are really, they're vicious. Now, Yoshi track is the third track on the Star Cup. I don't recall this one being hard. I feel like it was kind of straightforward. And aside from like a few drifting moments, because like it curves and stuff like that, this one's pretty easy. Plus it's shaped like a Yoshi, which is really cute. I thought it was like a really nice addition. But I don't remember losing in Yoshi track. So I feel like this one's not that hard, even though I called this like progressing a little bit harder. But that's because maybe this was the calm before the storm. Because closing out Star Cup is DK Mountain. This one is fucking annoying. Even on a less CC than 150cc, you can lose here. You can get less than first place. Because a lot of things on this track can kill you. But one of the gimmicks is like we're driving up this mountain and then we go through a cannonball and fly into the center of a volcano, which is a very cool gimmick. I like it. As you're going down this volcano, though, there's falling rocks. These rocks can smash you. These rocks can run into you. These rocks can make you fall off a cliff. There are also sharp edges, like sharp turns that you have to, again, master drifting like you're in fucking Fast and the Furious. And you got to drift fast. You got to drift quick. Like if you drift to the left and immediately drift to the right. It's that kind of drifting. Because if you fall into these pitfalls, again, you are losing massive time. I think there was other things too. Oh, there's also a shaky bamboo bridge at one point towards the end where the finish line is that you have to cross. This bridge is shaking, and if you're not centered, or if an opponent bumps into you and knocks you off, or you get hit by an item and it knocks you off, again, you're going to lose massive time. And the AI are good. So, yeah, good luck on DK Mountain if you're already behind or in 8th place, because you will not catch up. DK Mountain is crazy hard. Now, the last one is Special Cup. So this is the very hard track. Every one of these tracks, not everyone, but they do get progressively worse or progressively harder. So we start out with Wario Coliseum. This definitely feels like Wario. This kind of track is kind of straightforward. It has a few speed ramps with like a Duke of Hazzard like jump ramp. This ramp is good. This is one I would say take the speed ramp because you're in like this like not cage match, but kind of like I guess cage match kind of racing. Like you're in a cage in this one area, and and you can either take the sides, which can slow you down, or not slow you down, but like that's where your AI are going to take, or you can take that direct speed ramp. The thing is about taking that speed ramp is if you're not in the center and you take it from the sides, you can miss landing and hit the cage or miss completely and fall into the pitfall and lose. So make sure if you take that speed ramp to take it in the center. Other than that, it feels great. I love it. But again, the cameraman takes forever to save you. There are areas where there is no guardrail, so that means you can fly off the sides, either whether you're drifting or whether you're taking that turn. But it's not too hard to like stay on the track on this one. So I found it pretty easy, but it was pretty creative. Definitely feels like Wario. After that, we have Dino Jungle. This one's pretty cute. There's a giant, what do you call that herbivore that eats plants? There's a giant, like, what was Littlefoot called? You know Littlefoot from, like, that movie, Land Before Time, that giant dinosaur? Yeah, there's that. It can spin you out if you, like, hit its legs, because it has items under there. Or it can possibly stop you. I haven't been stopped on, but it lifts up its feet every now and then. Kind of like a thwomp. How a thwomp can squash you, it probably can do that. There are some other things here. There's a pitfall on this one area where like you're going through a cave. If you fall in it, obviously you're gonna take forever to get out of there. And there's a bridge with like no ledges it's like a wooden bridge with no ledges that's easy to fall off of, but I haven't fallen off of it yet, so that was pretty easy, but just watch out for that area as well. The worst thing to watch out for, though, are the water geysers. They randomly will shoot up. You usually get like a few seconds before, like, you'll see one already shooting, so go towards the one that's not shooting. But, yeah, that can spin you out. And there's like 3 water geysers towards the finish line that can spin you out as well. But again, I never got spin out by the water geysers, but just something to watch out for. Other than that, it feels different and looks really cool. So, love that one as well. After that, we have Bowser's Castle. This is one of the make or break race tracks, especially if you remember Mario Kart 64. This feels like it was put out directly from Mario Kart 64. So, it's kind of straightforward, but not really at the same time. There's a lot of curves. There's a lot of areas where you can get spun out, squashed, or, you know, knocked off the track completely. So, there are thwomps, those giant stone faces that, you know, they come down like that and they float in the air for a few seconds. There's an area where somebody can avoid them because you're on a carpet in this narrow path, but you can also stay off the carpet because the thwomps only hit the carpet. And I don't know if the getting off the carpet slows you down. It doesn't seem like it to me yet, but that part's not the problem. The problem is there's this spin wheel of flames. We have like a little bit of a gap between each fireball that you have to make it through. There's an area where Bowser is spewing fireballs at you. If you get hit by that fireball, you get spun out, obviously. There are ledges with no guardrails where you can fall into lava. Again, a lot of seconds lost there. There is also sharp turns where like it tells you at one point like up ahead like there's this like U-turn. You gotta be ready to drift, man. You gotta be ready for it because you can lose seconds not drifting. I don't think there's any other notes I have on that castle. Let me check. No, things like that's it. But I love the music here and I love the vibe. Definitely feeling like Bowser's Castle. I'm going to make sure I try to add some of their music and stuff to it as well so you can hear it. And before I forget, every track only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to like finish one lap. And the laps will never change. It'll always be the same thing. And so like the first lap tells you everything that you're going to get ready for the next 2 laps. But also remember like the gimmicks of other items and things like that can throw you off. But there's also a thing where you can play with no items. That's probably how people have been winning Mario Kart. Playing no items. I'm not sure if that's true. But I might try that to see if I can win 150cc. But yeah, you can also turn off items if you want to. But I think items make it more fun. Just like playing like Super Smash Brothers. Like, yeah, Super Smash Brothers has the gimmick where you can play with no items on. But that's the whole gimmick Super Smash Brothers is the items, I think. So the last track that we have, and the most famous one that needs no explanation, is Rainbow Road. Now, I think Rainbow Road was done best on Mario Kart 64. The reason why is because every character had like their outline made up of colorful stars in the background, and you saw that while you were driving. This one doesn't have anything in the background. It's just kind of like flat space. I mean, the colorful road is still cute. It's still amazing. It's still beautiful. It is still Mario Kart's like #1 thing. What it's known for is Rainbow Road. But despite the spectacle, I feel like the star characters would have made it more grand. It makes it more like beautiful. But there is no guardrails at all. Rainbow Road is completely guardrail-less, which means you can die at any moment. You can fall off the track at any moment. If you fall off for 1 second, if you fall off even once, that's a lot of seconds. It's a lot of speed time you're losing. So you got to be Fast and Furious level speeding, Fast and Furious level driving, Fast and Furious level fucking ready to go. Trust me, this track can kill you if you are not ready for it. Now, the speed ramps here can be your best friend or your worst enemy, because if you're good at drifting, they're your best friend. If you're bad at drifting, they're your worst enemy. But it's a fun time, just insanely hard. So those are all 16 tracks, and those are the 4 main cups. Now, if you've been winning first place, you probably unlocked everything. So you will unlock the all cup tour. Words today. All cup tour is basically all 16 tracks are randomized. I think you always start out with Luigi Circuit and you always end with Star Road. You don't have to get first place in every race. I'm neglecting to mention that. And anybody who plays Mario Kart knows you don't have to get first place every time. But if you want to get your chance of winning first place by the end of all 4 tracks, you need first to second every time. First to second. Maybe 1/3, but that's only if the AI are also fluctuating. If the AI is always in first place, then you're not going to win. If the AI has been getting first to second or first to third, you might have a chance of getting first place. But if you're always being in second or something, you're not going to get first place, obviously. Or if you have 2 first place and 2 second place, it might be tied. I'm not sure what the game does at that point, but you don't want 3 second place and 1 first place, because you're not going to win. So again, getting first place, I just say is mandatory in all the races. So all core top is all 16 tracks randomized, and by the end of all 16 tracks, as long as you're in first place by the end, you don't have to have first place the entire time. As long as you're in first place by the end, you basically unlock mirror mode. Mirror mode is all the tracks in reverse. You're just driving them all backwards, which is a fun, cute gimmick. And also at this point, you've unlocked Toad. You've unlocked King Boo and Petey Piranha. You've unlocked all that. So again, I say at 150cc, either get a person that knows Mario Kart as well as you do, can play as well as you do, get them to play with you so you can win that 150cc every time, unlock all the tracks and everything. Because without precision, it feels impossible at 150cc. Outside of Grand Tour, there are things called battle courses. Now, I haven't played these since 64, mostly because it's better to play with friends over AI in these parts, but some of them were familiar. The four you get off at first in this game are Cookie Land, Block City, which is very familiar to me. I'm gonna get into that in a second. Nintendo GameCube, Pipe Plaza, with 2 unlockables, Luigi's Mansion and Tilt-A-Kart. I did unlock Luigi's Mansion by getting first place in one of the races, but I haven't played it yet at all. But it does look like the most fun to me because I love Luigi's Mansion. Again, first game I ever got on GameCube, first game I got on my 10th birthday, along with Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, along with Super Monkey Ball. But Luigi's Mansion review is coming. I didn't have a Wii at the time, but that game review is coming for sure. Now, the reason why, the one I'm familiar with for sure is Block City. The reason why it's in 64, every area had like its own color. Like those things was like a red, yellow, green, and blue. And me and my siblings, Tristan, Nick, Angelique, sometimes Shan, we would like take control of a block area and we call it our territory. The whole point of the battle courses are like you run into your opponent to like knock out their balloons, and the person with their balloons still standing is the winner. You take out a person's balloons by hitting them with items or running into them with your car. Like, I think you had spikes on your car, or you had to hit your opponent from behind. That's what it was. You had to hit them directly from behind or from the side behind, and it took out one of their balloons. You had 3 balloons. Again, the last one standing wins. But we used to play around and be like, oh, this is my house. And then when you want to go suicidal or like try to kill your family, be like, all right, I'm trying to kill you. Die. I'm taking over your house. Stuff like that. It was just stupid shit we did as kids. But again, I loved it. So seeing Block City on Mario Kart Double Dash, even though I haven't played it, just gave me that nostalgia of that. I'll probably try to show some gameplay of every one of them, but I don't feel like I'm going to play them at all. Just because I don't have anybody to play with. But my opinion of them are, Pipe Plaza feels like you're going to be going in and out of those pipes, coming out randomly, trying to like surprise your opponent or maybe surprise yourself. That seems like that'd be a fun gimmick. But I'm not 100% familiar with it. I feel like I might have played it with my brothers because when this game came out, we definitely all played it. I know I never played Luigi Mansion Battle Force, but I feel like that'd be fun to play because again, I love Luigi Mansion. And then Tilt the Kart feels like we'd be like sliding into each other, or you might miss your opponent when you're trying to hit them. I feel like that's a challenging one because that's the very last one you can unlock. But that one sounds kind of fun too. And then I'll talk about the specific battle types. So the battle types you can do are balloon battle, which is what I was saying. Like you hit your opponent from behind, you hit them with an item, and you make them lose a balloon. Each character has 3 balloons, and you have to pop your opponent's balloons by hitting them with the item or hitting them from behind. And once all the balloons are gone, and all the players but one are eliminated, and you have the most balloons, or you're the last balloon person standing, you win. I remember that one from Balloon City. This one is newer to me, and it sounds very fun. This is definitely Super Mario Sunshine influenced. It's called Shine Thief. So a shine sprite shows up in the middle of the track, and whoever gets to it first gets the shine sprite, but you have to hold on to that shine sprite until time ends. It doesn't matter how long you had it. It just matters that you're the last one holding it. So it's kind of like freeze tag. Like if you... Oh no, freeze tag's not the same example. I guess like hot potato, except you want to hold the potato. So everybody's trying to get the hot potato from you, basically. So yeah, your opponents can run into you or hit you with items, the same kind of gimmick, and then they get the shine sprite, and whoever has the shine sprite, by the time time ends, you're the winner. That one sounds pretty fun. I feel like I might have played that one to my brothers too, but I don't know. And the last one is Bob Blast. Now, for those games... For this game, like the other two, it requires you to hit your opponent, but specifically with the bomb item. You can only carry 5 bombs at a time, and you can throw the bomb in front of you or throw it behind you. Now, like I said in Mario Kart, if you go towards the bomb by throwing it in front of you, it explodes on you, so you lose that. But basically, you have 3 balloons, I think, again, right? And then as you get hit by the balloons, oh no, you get stars in this one. So you get a star for blasting your opponent every time. And the first person to get to 3 stars is the winner. So, like, if your opponent gets hit by a bomb, they get a star. If you get hit by your own bomb, you get no star, they get no star. But that one's pretty easy and self-explanatory. But I feel like we would have played that one too. That sounds kind of fun. And lastly are time trials. Time trials are basically like trying to get your best time on Mario Kart, and then you can play with the ghost of your... you can play with against the ghost AI of yourself and try to outspeed yourself and get a better time than you did before. That sounds kind of cute. There's also a thing called Ghost Trial. I mean, it said something about like there was a thing where Nintendo let you play against like the I guess the creator of Double Dash, like their time. You can try to outspeed their time, but it required like some kind of special thing on your memory card. I'm not doing all that. But that sounds kind of fun that you could play it against like the person that created Mario Kart Double Dash and play against their time. But yeah, that's pretty fun. But that's pretty much it for the Mario Kart Double Dash, what you can do. My thoughts on it are that it's still a fun game. Again, I got this game because I had nostalgia for it. I love this game. I always had a great time playing it. The gimmick is amazing. Like I said, just 2 people per car. I feel like Nintendo, for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is still getting DLC to this day, just make Double Dash a DLC, like an option to play. Like it's just like another tier to Mario Kart 8 DLC, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. And speaking of that, Mario Party Superstars, the better version of Super Mario Party Superstars. Bring the costumes back from Mario Party 2. Bring them back, please. The costumes of Mario Party 2 were so awesome. That was a little rant about Mario Party. But yeah, I don't think I have much else to say. That was all my notes. And again, I just love this game. I'm gushing about it. I still play it to this day. I have not rebeaten it. I have not unlocked King Boo or Petey Piranha. I got Toadette and Toadette. I have not unlocked mirror mode because I'm struggling with 150cc. I do have 2 controllers. My brother tried playing with me before, but he was getting 5th to 8th place. I got to teach him how to play Mario Kart better. But yeah, a really great time to play with your friends. Again, even though it's old, I feel like the nostalgia. We love Mario Kart to this day, all of us. Nintendo knows what family consoles are. They know what best friend consoles are. They know what friend consoles are. Nintendo's got this in the bag. This video is going on to 50 minutes, so I'm not going to drag this out. We're going to get back into talking about Dr. Stone and Demon Slayer. I'm almost done with Demon Slayer. I can't believe that it took me this long to ever get into Demon Slayer, but we're almost done. I think I'm at like 148. Well, no, past that. I just finished the fight between Asuka and Tanjiro, and I stopped there, so we're going to talk about that next. Dr. Stone, some exciting stuff just happening there. And then when we finish Dr. Stone and Demon Slayer, I'll probably move on to like some other new manga that you guys recommend or I can think of. Maybe Jujutsu Kaisen I'll try to read. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the video now. I don't want this to drag out too much. But definitely recommend Mario Kart Double Dash. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys in the next one. Bye.